What's good, everybody? It's your boy Sunny, and I'm back again with another episode of Sunny Talking. On today's episode, I'm here with a very special guest. I'm here with my boy Gemini. What's good, bro?
Nothing much, man. I've been blessed, man. I woke up this morning. That's all I can ask for.
That's great. That's great, bro. All right. So on this show, bro, I like to we basically talk about your life from the beginning until the present day. So before we get into that, can you let the people know who you are and where they can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, like already introduced me. By the way, before I even get into it, thank you for allowing me to be on your podcast. My name is Gemini. Um, I am an artist. I make music. I have merchandise. I do things like that. But this episode's not about me. I'm on here with my brother, Grace the guy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
It actually is about you, though.
Oh
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
shit. Well. Are we allowed to cuss on here, bro?
Yeah, go ahead. Do you think, bro? It's
I
all
bet.
about
Just
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 keeping it
just
on.
gotta make sure. I ain't know. I don't know. So basically, he asked me about maybe like my childhood, right? Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
So
before all that,
basically,
just let them know. So you're an artist, and so
I'm
where
an
are you from,
artist.
and where
Oh,
can they
okay,
find you?
okay. My bad. Yeah, I'm an artist. I have merch. I do a lot of things. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I grew up on 71st and Camelback, not the nicest place, but you know, it is what it is.
That's just on
And
hard though. I ain't even gonna lie. Camelback.
Camelback, man. Yeah. Arizona, I mean, it's not Chicago, but it's damn near close. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
All right. All right. So, and can they find you? Like, what's your socials? What's your YouTube handles? All of that stuff.
Anybody that wants to find my handles, you can go read into the comments. I will literally be the first comment on this video. You can find it. But if you don't want to do all that and you find this somewhere else, you can just go to allmylinks.com/Gemini. Gemini is going to be spelled exactly how it is right there. And you can see all my stuff from my music to my merch to my Instagram to my modeling to my everything.
Okay, so you dipping and dabbing and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. So, all right. So, growing up in Arizona, I'm from New York. Can you let me know, like, what is it like typically growing up in Arizona? What are the things you guys are getting into?
So growing up in Arizona, I was born in 2000. So basically, it was a little bit more, 2000 was close to more of the 90s era. So, it was more, s- big homies drinking 40s, crack, it wasn't like how it is now with lean, fentanyl, and things like that. We all played outside. We were riding on our bikes, acting like dumbass kids, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, as bad as it was, I'm glad I went through it because it builds character. You know what I'm saying? And some of the best memories I have was just living here. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't live anywhere else other than here. I love this. This is where I'm from. I'm from Phoenix and I'm gonna die here, you know?
Okay. And what's your background? Like, what's your ethnic background?
So I'm a Mexican. So well, if I'm gonna get deep into it, my dad's half white, half Mexican, and my mom's just Mexican. So I'm kind of a Miklo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm 75% Mexican. I got a quarter white in me. I don't know exactly what the white is. I don't claim it. Not no disrespect to white people or anything. It's just I didn't grow up in the culture of white.
Yeah.
If you anybody that watches this that's from Arizona will understand like we're deep out here, Latin culture is deep. So but yeah, that's basically my background. I wish I could tell you more about maybe the white side, but I haven't done like an ancestry or nothing, so I have no idea.
So as far as like your white side, that's what your dad's dad?
So my dad's dad was Latino and my dad's mom was white. And then my mom, both of her parents were Mexican.
Okay, but your dad didn't grow up with like Like how I'm just trying to figure out how you're not attached to the white side if it's like your grandmother. Was she
Oh
not
no, no, no,
around?
no. There was definitely like my grandma was white, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely had like a little bit of like a little bit of like the more typical like Thanksgivings, things like that, like what you see on the movies and stuff, like the
Yeah.
Christmases. And I'm not saying my mom's side didn't have that either. We did that too. But when it came to my grandma, it was a little more picture perfect.
Okay.
Like you could have made a movie out of it. You know what I'm saying? But
And did you have like cousins from that side, like her brothers or sisters?
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I've had cousins, my favorite cousin, his name's Isaiah. His mom was white and his dad is a brother of my dad, which is also, half white, half Mexican. So, but he's actually 75% more white if I have my math right.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I've had cousins everywhere. And then when you come growing up in a Mexican family, it's kind of hard asking about cousins because you have 1,000 of them. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, okay,
Like,
okay. Yeah.
yeah.
I get it. All right, that's what's up though. Okay, so you would just get into your typical stuff like regular kid shit, running outside,
So
baseball type
growing
shit, or
up,
not really?
yeah, so growing up, I was luckily enough to be born in the early 2000s where it didn't get to tablet kids and it wasn't too much internet and stuff. There was like internet and things like that, but it wasn't like as popular as it is now. Nah, we would ride our bikes, man. We would go out, chill, you know what I'm saying? You would get upset. I already know you know this. You would get upset when you didn't see your favorite friend outside one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but no, the crazy thing was, uh, growing up, we would do that, but my mom had to do a job trip for 2 years, so she had to relocate. So we had to move with her, and we went to North Carolina, and I'm maybe 9 years old at this time. And dude, I'm telling you, what North Carolina, I feel like that's where like everything switched in my head. I was hanging out, dude. I'm like 9 years old, hanging out with 20-year-olds. You know what I'm
What the
saying?
fuck?
Like,
Was that just
yeah.
who was around the block?
No, they just respected me. I wasn't one of these weird kids. They just loved me, bro. They protected me. You know what I mean? Like, so it was dope as hell.
Do you think it was because you were new?
I don't even think so because I was at a school that was predominantly black in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Highland Creek. And I was the only one of the only Hispanics. There was other Hispanics, but they weren't Mexican. There was like one Puerto Rican and like one Dominican or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, I realized they would always stick up for me when like white kids would try to like call me something. Not again, not trying to disrespect white people, but it was always just like it was like I was accepted and I loved that. I and still to this day, I wish I knew the names of these people that I grew up with because I would literally figure out how to book a flight just to go see them again
Yeah,
because they
yeah,
always
yeah.
had my back. You know what
Like
I'm
it was
saying? Like,
sincere, yeah.
yeah. But
Okay.
after that, moved back to Arizona, back to my hometown, it's like
So how long were
Arizona,
you there?
2 years.
2 years? Okay.
Yeah.
So from 9 to 11.
To that, so that was only fourth and fifth grade. And then I moved back to Arizona getting into middle school in sixth grade. And then and then I remember just being with my people again, which is always a good thing. Everybody loves to be around their kind, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but nah, it was dope. I was kind of like a outcast a little bit in middle school, even a little bit in high school. I didn't get my glow up. I didn't get my handsome looks until I
Mm-hmm.
was in like sophomore year, but we can dig deeper into like the
I mean, we there.
beginning to
Let's
the
dig
end.
into it.
So freshman year, um, I was a real boom bap kid. I don't know if you know what boom bap is, but
Yeah, I know what boom bap is. That
yeah,
that rap.
and I was always like the one nobody wanted to pass the aux to because I'll play some lyrical shit and things like
Yeah.
that. Got into weed, man. Started smoking. And anybody watching this, please don't smoke or vape. I'm not condoning it. I'm just telling my story. Um, then we move into sophomore year, start talking around, start dating the first girls, lost my virginity. I think I was 14. Uh, Broke up with her, ended up getting into a relationship like 2 months later with another woman who I ended up dating for 8 years. But that's another story. Moving to sophomore year, I got kicked out of school for being a dumbass.
What happened?
Basically, well, it's kind of a two part, and I can sum it up so it's not too long. But I one day I was wearing pants and they were a little too big, and I didn't realize I was sagging or anything because I'm not a sagger. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers that be sagging and shit. But one of the teachers had seen me in the hallway and my pants were a little low, and they were like, "Pick up your pants," but they said it like "Pick up your pants,"
Mm-hmm.
and then when after she said that, she looked at the teacher next to her and she was like laughing with her, like she had some authority, like it made her happy to be able to yell at me like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ended up getting suspended. After that, I was like, fuck that. If the teachers are gonna treat us like that, I'm like, no, I'm raising hell up in here. So honestly, I don't even care if I get in legal trouble for saying this, but I ended up going into the janitor's office, grabbing all the chemicals I can find and poured it throughout the whole study hall, bruh. Cops ended up coming, lawyers and all this and all that. They had no evidence that I did it other than my
So what
Timberland
happened? The
boots.
cops pulled up. Wait, so you gotta, so you sneak into the janitor's closet, and what
Yes,
chemicals you took, like bleach and ammonia?
I don't know what chemicals they were. It was all cleaning products, and some of the teachers were complaining that they couldn't breathe. That's all I know. And I ended
How
up
did you
getting
do it?
called in. Oh, I just grabbed all the bottles. First, I started with the closet that I was in. Thank God I didn't inhale fumes because that would have been fucking
Yeah.
stupid. And keep in mind, I'm only 16. And then I grabbed two more of the bottles, and they were these big, like think of like milk jugs, but they were like white, white, white. And it was like cleaning products. It was all cleaning products. It wasn't like a chemistry office where there was like
Nah,
crazy
yeah, I
stuff.
get it. But that shit is still strong.
And then I went down the study hall, which was maybe, damn, I'm bad with measurements. Think of like your average high school hallway.
Yeah.
Just fucking poured it all out. Poured it across, went back in, poured it across, went back in, poured the
And
rest of
nobody
it.
seen you do any of this.
Nobody fucking saw me. I ended up going back into the computer class, which was in the study hall, and sitting there. And then keep in mind I was a little tipsy. Like I was fed up. I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm going in full. So I need a little liquid courage in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So basically what got me caught was we ended up having lunch. And then once I got to lunch, the not the person that owns the school, but what's the not the principal,
The
but the person higher.
superintendent?
Is that who's higher than the principal?
I think the superintendent is higher than the principal.
He was like a
Or maybe we're thinking of the dean.
maybe, yeah. And but he was like an ex-cop, or maybe he was still a cop or something. He ended up walking up to me personally
Mm.
while I was like kind of drunk. I was like leaning on the lunch table. And he had asked me like, why do you have all like those chemicals on your boots? You know what I'm saying? And
That's the first thing I was thinking.
I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. So they brought me to the office, called the police, and then my excuse was somebody else did it. I just walked in, but since I was drunk, they knew I was drunk. They made me do a breathalyzer. I said, since I was drunk, I thought that was the bathroom, but when I was going to the bathroom, he was spilling it. They go, do you know who it was? I said, no. So basically, they brought out a yearbook and they said, well, you're going to go through this yearbook and you're going to tell us who did it. Keep in mind, I was hanging out with some pretty bad individuals and I was not about to snitch because whatever consequences they were going to give me wouldn't be as bad as what would have happened if I did that.
But you had accomplices. It wasn't only you.
No, it was just me.
So it wasn't
No,
nobody
it
to
was
snitch on
personal.
you. Yeah.
It was personal. And there was nobody to snitch on because it was me. I just told them somebody else did it.
Yeah.
So I'm going through the yearbook. I'm telling them, nope, there's nobody in here. And I'm just finding out how dumb that kind of sounded, snitching on somebody when it was me. But that's just what
Yeah.
happened, right? And then
Yeah.
so basically they're like, all right, well, we pulled the last 2 year yearbooks out and you haven't found anybody. So basically they called my parents in and in order for my parents not to get into legal trouble, I literally had to lie my ass off. The fact that I pulled this off at 16 years old and not getting in trouble for it was crazy because I not only did I had to lie to my parents, which is all awful. I've repented from that. It was one of the worst feelings that I had to do, but I did not want them getting in trouble for me and I didn't want to be in trouble myself.
Hmm.
Um Basically my dad's a pastor. So I knew if when he was going to go to court and if he knew anything, he would have to put his hand on the Bible and say, and he wouldn't do that. If he knew that, like God goes before everything, even family. So I had to lie to him so that I could go off scot free. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And ended up working out. They tried to check the cameras. They couldn't find anybody, couldn't find me. The only evidence was there was paint on my shoes, but my dumbass excuse that somebody else was doing it somehow got me away. Ended up getting kicked out anyways. Um, Ended up moving to a school called Hope High School. Shout out Miss Sumari. Best school I've ever been to, where they actually care. It was a bad kid school, but they actually cared about
Hmm.
you. Like
That's usually
I
how it
ended up,
goes, though.
yeah, and I ended up graduating a couple months early, and that's basically my high school story.
Nice. That's a good way to turn it around, though.
Yeah.
So, but when you went to the new high school, where you just started grinding, going to all your classes and all that bullshit.
Well, the thing with the new high school was the teachers, like, if they saw you struggling, they would help you through it. Even if they had to stay out late, they would help you through it. Or even not even staying later in the school hours, they would like help you. Like, it wouldn't be like, well, what do you think the right answer is? You know how teachers are where they try to,
Yeah.
what do you struggle with? Bitch, I'm struggling with the whole equation. I don't understand it. No, they would actually explain it, give you easier ways to do it. On top of that, we also had we had the what are those little school laptop MacBooks? We'd have these little MacBooks where we would have everything taught to us on a screen where the teacher was telling you how to do it instead of like 1,000 people watching one teacher and you got other kids asking questions and
Hmm.
especially with someone like me, I need to be taught. Like I can't read a book and understand how to do something. I need to be taught and best believe when you teach me how to do it, I'll be able to do it. So that's how that happened. Oh, and that school was amazing, man. You know, that's what got me into fitness. I mean, that school was amazing. It was amazing. I would have never graduated if I didn't go to Hope High School.
Nice. That's what's up. It's crazy how life works, man. Everything works out for the better sometimes. It's like even when it may look like it's dark, it's just like those are part of the tests that you know that God puts ahead of you to build your
Yeah.
character.
And then even my parents, I remember them being concerned of me going there. Like, oh God. Like, 'cause I remember wanting to go there even before being at the normal like public high school. They're like, no, 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 no. And then afterwards they're like, it was for the best. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was for the
It
best.
worked out, yeah.
I mean, it not too many people can say they graduated early. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I don't
how
say
early
that to
though? What, by
brag.
like
I'm not
11th grade?
smart.
Because the incident happened what when you were in what 10th grade?
I was a junior,
He was a junior. Okay, so yeah, 10th grade. So then you graduated what at the next year?
2018, as a senior. It was like 2 months early though.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
It was like 2 months. It wasn't like a significant like
Oh, okay, I thought you
jump.
were saying like
It
a
was
whole
still
year.
an accomplishment for me, you know.
No, yeah, I mean it's definitely an accomplishment. You knocked it
Yeah,
out.
got it going, man. Yeah, you just brought me back.
That's what's up. And how take me back to like how were you feeling like when they told you like hey you're done? Were they like were you like eager of like okay what's next or were you just in the moment like you felt accomplished?
When I graduated,
Mm-hmm.
I remember thinking, thank God. I didn't think I was going to even graduate at all. So the fact that I was able to do it, I knew I could conquer anything at that point. Because I have a lot of family I got a lot of family that didn't even graduate. You know, I've got, and me, especially going to a school where I didn't really understand too much, thinking, dang, I'm so behind on my credits. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how am I gonna graduate? Like, and then finding a school where the teachers really like helped you out and cared about you. Like, it was the biggest weight that I ever thought I could ever have off my chest.
I'm glad to hear that, bro. And I could tell like you really sincere when you're saying it. And it's just like it's the little things like just the teachers wanted to help you and you're not a burden. Like in that
Yeah,
other school, the teachers looked at you as like less than and they felt like
yeah,
they were empowered. I
yeah.
get it. Mm-hmm.
And they would do anything to kick anybody out at that school that, and I'm gonna actually call them out right here. It was Sierra Linda High School. They'll do anything to kick anybody out. And if you even look at the reviews on like Google reviews or whatever, that school is shit. Don't let your kids go there. Them teachers don't give a damn about you, bro. You could accidentally wear you could wear a beanie when it's cold outside, and the teachers will be like, "Take your motherfucking hat off." Like there was teachers cussing, there was teachers fucking,
Oh,
there
there
was
was scandals. There was
all kinds
scandals.
of shit, dude. All kinds of shit. Worst football team in Arizona history,
Oh shit.
high school wise. Steroids, like the football coach would like
He was juicing up
actually
the kids.
he would juice up the ones who graduated like already, but still that's not good. He wouldn't juice up like the ones on the team and things like that.
Like the pride,
I've
like he's
seen
coach.
teachers trying to punk kids because they can't handle their damn emotions. Like, I get it. Some kids can be assholes, but sometimes it would be just somebody looking at the teacher wrong. They'd be like, look at me like that again. Like things like that. Like school's just ass, bro. Fuck Sierra Linda.
Bunch of tweakers. I mean, you never know who these teachers are, bro. Like, I had a guest one time, and she was telling me like she, cause she was like going through it, and she was like, it was a period in her life where she was becoming the addict, and she worked as she was a teacher, so the only time that she was away from her kids or she was able to get high was when she was at work. So she was at work
Dang,
high as fuck.
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And that's the motherfuckers that are teaching our youth that are gonna take care of us one day, you know. Well, I know I'm significantly probably young. Wait, how old are you?
I'm 28. Well, 29 now.
28, 29. I'll be
Yeah.
24 next month. So we're not too far apart. We're only
Yeah,
four
yeah.
years, but like those are the people we're the people that's gonna, be the future. You would think that you would take a little consideration into it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
but yeah,
man.
man,
It's just
she's
different.
crazy.
It's different though, because like at the end of the day, there's still people.
Yeah. It's
And I
definitely a
think about
stressful
it.
job.
I think about it being like growing up in New York in the Bronx. Like And I at first I grew up in the Caribbean, so I saw like a difference with the educational system. When I came
Hmm.
here, like I literally felt bad like for certain teachers. Like, bro, there was one teacher, bro, like we made her cry, bro. Like the principal came in and she was like, all right, like you guys fucked up for the last time. And she's just gonna come into class. She's getting paid still. She's gonna come in and she's not gonna teach y'all shit. And that's it. I just have to deal with it. And for the rest of the school year, she just never, she came into class and she would just have like a stink face, just be mad and just like,
Well,
no,
there's
she did.
definitely asshole students, man.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
there's good teachers, there's bad teachers. Like, and the good teachers are the ones that you remember for the rest of your life, and the bad teachers. But sometimes there is just them motherfuckers, loudmouth motherfuckers that just take advantage of any teacher. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
completely get that. I get that 100%, man.
Just all hurt people hurting each other.
Yeah. Like over simple shit. Like
Hmm.
trying to think of an example. Like I don't know. We had a lot of ratchet bitches in my school, man.
Hmm.
Black, white, and Mexican. Just ratchet hoes that would get mad at anything at the teachers. Have security guards coming in, man. I remember I remember this one girl had a Glock in her backpack. Security guard came in with the cop, had to take it out. In front of the class, arrested her and all that. It was, and we were like, what? Like, and I think we were freshmen. You know it's bad when a freshman's taking a
Yeah.
gun to school. You know what I mean? Like, but
And
Arizona's fucked, man. Nobody talks about it, but Arizona is fucked. It's pretty rough out here,
yeah,
man.
I mean,
Like
I seen that. I mean, Arizona, isn't that where Tales from the Streets is? Where they happened like the fentanyl epidemic? I think it was Arizona.
fentanyl epidemic and epidemic, and also I think Arizona is the number one human trafficking state.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So our
Have
murder
you
rate's not anywhere from like Chicago, Nevada, and St. Louis, but this motherfucker's dying out here every day. Like even in my neighborhood, like it's not even a bad neighborhood, but you don't get surprised when you hear a cop outside of your windows. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, but it is what it is. This is bad. It's bad everywhere and it's good everywhere. And you just make the best out of it. Life is short to even focus on the negative.
Hmm. And being that that is the Arizona is like the highest rate of human trafficking, do you have any personal like any stories like, oh, there was this one girl in the neighborhood this one time that went missing or something like that?
I don't necessarily have, I know girls who have been like
Like pimped?
molested
Oh,
and
okay.
things, but I've never known anyone who's personally got trafficked back to Mexico, at least that I know of. I've known girls who've been touched. I've lost a lot of my boys to getting shot. Rest in peace, Omega. Rest in peace, Jody.
RP.
I've lost homies to suicide. I've lost homies to drugs, and I'm gonna even double up on that. Lost homies to drugs, not even dead, just lost homies to drugs. You know what I mean? And I've seen some of the prettiest girls. I talked about this on my podcast. I've seen some of the prettiest girls
Strung out already.
turn into turn into streetwalkers just for a perk, man. It's probably not even a real perk. It's probably
Nah, it's the
fat.
blues. Yeah, the blues.
Yep.
Damn. Do you
Some of the
have some?
prettiest girls, man, it really pisses you off too. Because like you remember how they looked in high school and then you see them now and it's like, God damn, like what the hell happened to you, bro?
Yeah, man. Glad I haven't ran into any, if at least from my generation. I don't think I've like the worst is just people like let themselves go or stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. You get it? Like,
Yeah.
but the generations are getting crazier and crazier. People like just
Oh,
using drugs like
absolutely.
all crazy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm talking shit. There is one guy he's toasted.
For real.
Yeah, it's
When
weird.
you walk around Phoenix, especially if you're in like the 67 Van Buren area, where I grew up, even 71st, Camelback. It's not a surprise to see a homeless person you think is sleeping is actually dead. just across the street from me, I'm on seven. I'm actually not gonna say
Yeah.
where I'm at right now, but just across the street next to the Walmart, there's these little like flood tunnels because Arizona's not good at holding water. So like we have canals and stuff.
Hmm.
There was a there was a dead dude and I guess a kid saw it. And you don't have no idea what that can do to a kid seeing a dead person. Obviously, us as adults, we'll be like, okay, like it might like be like, oh shit, but we're grown enough to know it. But as a kid, like uncovering something like that, that can be
Yeah.
like scarring.
Uncovering is one thing, yeah, then just seeing because you could see like I remember when I was young, I saw one and I was like, oh shit. But being the one to find that and it's like, oh shit, you have to tell somebody and then the whole everything that comes with it, like
Yeah, everybody want to come outside because they nosy as shit,
hmm
like all that. Uh, yeah, it's sad, man. This fentanyl shit is crazy. It's I thought the crack pandemic was bad, and I didn't even get to live through the best of it. But seeing this fentanyl, oh man, you can't even take a motherfucking Flintstone vitamin without worrying if it has fentanyl in it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. And and since it's so big out there, what are the other like because so the kind of like the
the main drugs.
nah, not the main, just like not the myths are like, oh, they're putting it in the weed also and like other shit. Have you seen
Oh
any
no,
of that?
weed is legal here, so no one's even unless you're underage, you're getting it from plugs. But honestly, what I say is you're plugs wouldn't sell you laced weed on purpose because
Stupid,
um
yeah.
no, you would just be spending more money than selling weed. So imagine like you could sell, let's say you buy a gram or you grow a fucking tree, sell a gram, 10, $15. Now you're buying Fent. You're adding $3 on top of that. Why would you even add the Fent if you could already sell the weed? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So,
Or you
but
could
there
sell
is
the fat.
people that will lace their shit like sherm sticks, like they'll dip it in bombing fluid, like
Yeah.
or they'll like put lean in their blunts and shit. Like
Yeah, I never the lean blunt thing is kind of stupid.
it
I
is
never
stupid.
liked
That
it.
shit burns too slow. Gets sticky as all hell.
I
It's
don't like the
retarded.
fizz. That fizz is like it's like that shit is like some nasty shit. Like when it fizzes up, when it goes
Oh, the fit. Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Nah, bro. I had my phase though. I did go through my little drug phase, man. Whether it was weed, lean, um, never did coke, acid. I was a big acid head for a while. Uh, that was about it. Alcohol, but like, come on, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I get it.
Uh,
It's pretty tame, pretty tame.
Pretty tame. I wouldn't recommend anybody take acid though, bro. I was in a mind state where I'm straight, like I'm solid up here, but I would hate for somebody who like has problems to take a tab and fucking end up in a psych ward for the rest of their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's kind of some of the things that like shied me away from all that type of shit. Because then you hear like, is like growing up in high school, you there's always like, oh, this kid he smoked a lace blunt. They always say it's a lace blunt or something, but it's like
Yeah,
he's really doing that. And then it's like
yeah,
he was fucked up ever since. And it's like, what the hell? So shit like that.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's not too far off because that's how DMX got fucked up. That's how he got addicted to his shit is because they laced it with coke. You know what I mean? And then ever since. Because people don't understand. People think coke and crack is different. It's the same shit. It's just crack is free base. It just got baking soda, you boil it, scrape it. I'm not gonna describe the details so anybody else can do
Yeah,
it, but
yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking
it's the
about.
same fucking thing, bro. Like
Yeah,
just because you snort it doesn't mean you're not doing it. You getting the same effect. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It definitely hits different, probably. Well, I wouldn't know.
nah, fuck all that, man.
Yeah, I just stick to my
And then
weed.
And then growing up in high school, man, even the people I was hanging around, it was just bad, man. It was not uh, half of not even half, 90% of everybody I was chilling with in high school is in jail for murder right now. So for dumb shit, for stupid shit. And that's what made me open my eyes and think, like, damn, like
Mm-hmm.
you killed a motherfucker over 2 grams and now you're doing the rest of your life in jail. 2 grams. 2 grams of weed. What's that?
Of weed. Good bro.
25 bucks, bro. 20 bucks.
Some place actually like $2.
And
Places.
now weed's legal here. You can get a whole you can get a whole eighth for motherfucking what 30 bucks, bro. Like you get a
Yeah,
half for free at one of the dispensaries over here if you recommend a friend. Like it's just fucking retarded,
insane.
man.
I mean, yeah, yeah. It is great. Wow, like what people will do when they just like in certain mind states.
Yeah, but
Sick.
you also gotta understand like the way they grew up too. Like
Yeah.
probably didn't have a father in their home. Thank God I did. You know what I mean? And didn't have guidance, so followed followed the leader like a duck. You know what I mean? So it
Well,
happens, man. It's life.
so something I always ask my guests is, have you ever had any spiritual UFO or just something you couldn't explain experiences? Like,
Nothing I couldn't explain. I felt God many times, but I can explain it. It wouldn't make sense to you because you have to feel them yourself. But
hmm so take me back to those
I can explain
experiences.
it though. I
Yeah,
can explain it and what happened. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like the first time I did acid, um, and this is already a bad start because it's gonna seem like it was off of the acid, but basically, it was like I could see the evil in people. I could just see it, every little twitch you would make with your face. I could see it times 100, and I could see anger inside of your soul. You know what I mean? And I remember the first time I did it, it was with two of my friends who I'm not really gonna name, but he was like trying to punk the friend while he was on acid, and I was thinking it's my first time doing acid as well, so I'm like, why the hell is he like acting like that? And that's not like a good first time to even be doing. When you do acid, you want to be in a comfortable setting, you want to
Yeah.
chill. um Anyways, homie ended up going to his room, and then my other homie stayed in, the one that was being mean to him. And then I remember asking him, I go, because I was feeling a little shaky. And anytime I feel scared, I go to God because I know He always delivers. Like He always makes me feel comfortable when I'm not. And I go, hey bro, like, does your grandma have a Bible? Because they had a whole like library in their room next to his. And he goes, like he looked at me like that was like he was pissed for me asking it. Like,
hmm
and I remember thinking, oh yeah, I'm never tripping with anybody ever again because I can see everything inside of you when I am. And I ended up pulling out my phone and just reading it off of the phone. I would rather read it out the book because it's a little more authentic, but it's still the same word, you know what I mean? And
hmm
I remember just feeling peace. Like I remember just feeling like, all right, we're good.
And what was his reaction? He was just clowning you, or he just went about his business?
Well, that's where the story ends up going because I kind of kept it to myself, the piece that I had, and then his friend ended up coming back in, and then I don't know, I don't specifically remember why bully guy ended up leaving the room, but he left for a second, and then I had the remote to his TV, and there's a song called well, it's gonna make me mad if I don't remember the song, bro. Open the floodgates of heaven, let it rain. And I remember the kid that was getting bullied just looked at me into my eyes and he said, I just felt God for the first time in my entire life. And I said, give me a hug, man. I said, give me a hug. You feel that peace right now? That's God. And guess what? You can get that sober too. And but yeah, ever since then, anytime I popped acid, I did it on my own. And if anything ever felt shaky, I would just go straight to him. And but I never had like a premonition. I've never seen ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts. You know what I'm saying? No offense to anybody that does. I don't believe in all this. I don't know how to explain it without trying to be offensive. But
I
I
mean, just
know
say what you want to say. Because I
I know
think
that
everything is the same. Even though I know that may go against like I feel like what we consider aliens or whatever may be the same thing by different names.
no, I can understand that, but at the same time, like I feel like when God opens himself up to you as God, you know who it is, no matter if you're Muslim, no matter if you're Christian. But there's also the enemy, and he will make himself look way more like God than God will. And he's the one that's corrupting everybody because it seems like the fruit is so sweet. Come
Mm-hmm.
on, open that Pornhub today. Come on, go rob that store or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? That temporary pleasure,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no pleasure that's better than permanent. And that's what God's done for me. Aliens, as far as that goes, obviously the world is ginormous. So, however God wants to handle that, He probably already has. But our Bible focuses on Earth, and that's what we know so far. You know what I mean? Humans, His favorite creation.
Mm-hmm.
But I also understand that spirituality is very real. It's a very dangerous thing as well. You know, tarot cards, spirit readings, things like that. My mom used to be deep into that magic stuff, man, before we were saved. And it was so accurate. It was accurate, but it came back to bite us on our ass twice as hard. It wasn't even dark stuff either, like putting curses on people. It was more just reading futures, you know, tarot cards, you know, like putting things on candles instead of going to the source that can do anything. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
So how do you so I had a guest and she practices like paganism and wicked, but she also is heavy a Christian. She does all of it with
There's
Christianity
no
and
such thing as that.
well yeah, but I mean she could
Jesus detests Christian. I mean, not Christianity. I just messed up my words. Paganism. You
mhm.
can't be a pagan and being Christian. You can be a Christian and admit that you're faulty, but the only person you go to is God and Jesus. You can't. You cannot practice in otherworldly things. That's paganism came from Eve biting the apple. That's paganism. That was when everybody discovered that they had to wear clothes and Abel killed Cain. I mean, Cain killed
The sinful
Adam.
man basically.
It's there's certain things humans don't need to know, and I know that it's hard to understand.
I mean knowledge is you see when you get into all of that, like I get that because it's gonna sound crazy. But I
Mm.
feel like the biggest deception really is that everything is a lie. Because if you really look at what they're like what you're saying right now, like what Jesus was preaching and all of that, he's saying don't do any of that. He even said don't go to. They say like they try to say it's the temple, but I'm. He was kind of basically saying just don't go to church. Like God is within you. You got to get right with yourself, type of thing.
Well, the temple is, yeah, like you
Yeah,
said, it's yourself, and you don't have to go to a church where you have this millionaire pastor
yeah,
preaching. All you got to do is open that book and read it, and you'll learn everything you need to know inside of it.
yeah.
And
So
also admitting that your wrongs. You know, God didn't come to save the perfect. He came to save the wicked, us, the dirty, because all humans are dirty as dirty rags. He if he wanted to save the good people, like the rich people, he wouldn't have turned tables. He wouldn't have did that. Look at Mary Magdalene. She was a prostitute that was about to be stoned. And he said, anybody that's about to throw a stone, think if you ever sinned. Everybody dropped their rocks. She ended up being who? The person that found him when he resurrected. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
What do you do you know of the theories also that like this kind of gets into the conspiracy and stuff like that, like
yeah,
that
go ahead.
the women were supposed to be the head of the church and all of that, and
Absolutely not.
well yeah, that's the
Yeah, absolutely not. Women were never meant to be head of church. Men were made for women. We were made to be protectors and providers. Women were made to be nurturers. And I know a lot of women hate hearing that nowadays, but it's just the facts. You ask any woman, they'll probably lie when they answer out of their femininity. I mean, feminist ideals, not femininity. Imagine like a woman is in a house burning. Who would you rather have run into the house to save her, the male firefighter or the female? Obviously, male. They're gonna say the female, or they're gonna say whoever's better at it. Think about we're talking about out of statistically, like obviously you're gonna want the man to run in for it.
yeah
Men, we were made for this, and women were made for man. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean you gotta control your wife. That doesn't mean she's your property or anything like that. But if you're gonna be in a healthy relationship, a woman always respects her man as he is head of the family, uh pastor over the family, and then obviously God over everything, even your own children. You know what I mean?
yeah. And do you have you ever heard of like the female version of God, like there was the mother and the father? Or you don't believe in that, or you just
No,
stick to like
no, I stick to the truth. Yeah. No female, no father. It's God is the father, and
but who's to say that's the truth,
unfortunately we
bro?
don't
It's
have
so much
science to
times.
prove.
There's so much time that went by. I feel like there's definitely like a heavy cause I feel like cause
Well, women were made when men were made. So men were made first. Men were made because God wanted us to rule over his
in
creatures.
the version that we got, yes, because at first it was Adam and Lilith first, but then we don't get taught those parts.
Well,
But then she gets
if you
demonized
read
or
into the
whatever.
book of Enoch, that was way before anything. And the Bible's always been written in stone. It's been set steady for everything. I understand the conspiracies and all that, and definitely
But the
look into
Bible
them.
has been it has been certain books have been kept out, removed,
Well, yeah, like the book of
translated
Enoch.
differently. Yeah,
The Book of Enoch. Well, the translation thing is the thing that kind of annoys me when people say that is because you can read the Book of Hebrews and you can find scholars that can translate the Book of Hebrews, and then you got also got the King James version that is in English that hasn't been changed since King James was ruling.
but
You
didn't
know,
but King James also wrote the
it's translation doesn't mean changing the story. It like thou instead of saying thou, they'll say they. You
yeah
know what I'm saying? They'll make it because a lot of people can't really understand early language of even the earliest English, like the King James version. Like I was just
yeah
saying, like thou shall not. Instead, it's like nobody should sin. And you know, not that that's the correct translation. That's just what I'm saying. But it means the same thing. And honestly, when you read the Bible, you shouldn't read it with a heart of detecting things. You should read it with the Holy Spirit inside of you and let it speak to you. You know, no matter if it's the King James version, the NJV, you know. Now there is some Bibles out there that like will change it. But I think universally known, King James and NJV is the thing that most people resort to. And then you can also go into like the Hebrew tablets and their Bible, the Hebrew Bible, and see the original. And pretty much the same thing. The only problem is you would have to learn Hebrew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, as you can tell, dude, like I'm deep into a little bit of religiosity.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know everything though. I never claim to. So there might be some things you challenge me with where I don't know how to answer. But for the
Yeah,
most
yeah,
part, I will do my best. You know what I mean? My
no, yeah, I
father
get it.
would be another good guest who's actually like, because my father's a pastor. He's really deep in it, but he's not a pastor for human. He's a pastor for God. So yeah.
That's good. All right. Okay. So so being so deep into like religion and everything, how did you find yourself getting into music and all that? Because then there's a lot of conspiracies also with like music. They say that
Oh, absolutely, and they're real. They're
yeah,
absolutely real. Look at Diddy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
no, the thing with music is, and if you listen to my music, bro, like it's bad. It has cuss words. It's talking about all kinds of bad shit. And trust me, I know it's wrong, but that's my only way to vent out my music. But I would never, I would never take any amount of money to go to sacrifice somebody or go to a what do they call that when they all meet up together and shit, cult and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Never. I'd rather die. You can put me on my knees and kill me. I will never sell myself for the devil. Never. And God knows, like I've said 100 times, I'm definitely not perfect. But there's definitely a correlation with music and the devil because he was one of God's favorites and master of the choir.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Nah, yeah, it is like it's a touchy subject. 'Cause we all love music, but then I mean there's a reason for that also.
Oh yeah, music is beautiful.
Yeah.
It makes us feel a certain way.
But so how did you get into music? Well, you said it was like the way of you venting and all of that.
How did I get into music? So basically, I've always really been into hip hop. I've been into reggae, any genre you can think of.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing my uncle Jesse, rapping. He's an amazing artist. And I remember thinking, all right, I want to do that. So when I was about 14, I started just dabbling around, posting things on Facebook when that was still a thing, you know what I mean? Like, and then I actually started getting good at it, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, well, let me start hitting the studios, let me really start producing this stuff. And then one day I got a call from UGM, UGM Records, and they're out of Bronx. And I believe so. Don't quote me on that. And they called me and they said, we heard your music, dude. You're actually really good. Like, if you can get your views up, we can maybe figure something out. I'm like, okay. So it was a bit like a cold call. Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't like a straight up like sign me, but it was at least I know I got recognition from one of the most major record labels in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So started grinding, started making my music, started I dropped my album called Neptunes, dropping singles, music videos and all that. And then honestly, it's even if I never get famous, I'll still make music until I die. That's my it's I can't explain it. It's like it's like boxing. I've been boxing since I was 9 years old. It's like a way to just release all that shit inside.
Yeah.
Basically, that's how I got into making music was my
Okay, and so
uncle and
who are some of your favorites? Like
my favorite
inspiration wise?
artists.
Yeah. And it could be like not
Inspiration
necessarily
wise,
just hip hop.
well, I only make hip hop, so I can't really speak on any. Oh, you just want me to like say my favorite artist?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you. Okay, so obviously I gotta go with Big L. I gotta go Eminem. I know a lot of people talk shit about him. I don't give a fuck. Immortal Technique, Nas, Crush 40. I like Minnie Riperton, uh, the Fugees, Wyclef Lauryn Hill, uh, AZ. I can go on all day.
Damn, you don't got no fools on your shit?
Know what?
No fools?
Fools.
Fools. It's
Who that
homies.
is?
The
Is
fools.
that a group?
No, nigga, like Mexicans.
Oh, you racist motherfucker. Uh, yeah, obviously, like if I'm talking Mexicans, I like Fandango, you know, well, Latino. Let's just go Latino because that's a little easier. Daddy Yankee. Um, don't fuck with Bad Bunny,
Nah, why not?
faggot. Uh,
Yeah.
Peso Pluma is cool.
That's what I was gonna ask you if I with corridas.
Well, if we're talking like La Granja, I mean like Los no Los Tigres del
Del norte.
Norte,
Okay, okay, okay.
you know,
500 balazos.
Selena, motherfucking
Okay,
Cumbia Kings. Like, come on.
okay, okay.
That's every party like
Well,
playlist right there.
I fuck with some because I'm Dominican, so I fuck with like some Mexican shit, but not too like I gotta do my homework on like all the like classics. Cause my shit is more my classics is more like bachatas and shit. But I
Speak
still fuck
Spanish?
with yeah.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Edison.
It is.
Edison.
Mm. I expected you to say muy bien. I'm a no sabo, so.
Muy bien. You said como yo me llamo. So yo te
Oh, ¿cómo te
respondí.
llamas?
Yeah, what you
Bro,
want to
see,
say?
the no sabo is just coming out
Oh,
more
so
and
you
more.
really a no sabo. So you
I'm a
don't
no
speak Spanish?
sabo. Dude, I was born in America, bro. Nah, I don't
I mean,
speak
me
no
too. I
Spanish.
mean, but my mom is
My
first
parents didn't
generation.
teach me.
Okay.
My parents didn't teach me, which is kind of, well, no, because now my English, because I could tell you a word like anti-disestablishmentarianism, but still,
Yeah.
I should probably start learning Spanish, huh?
Damn, so you never really got into just that's why I was kind of like, I mean, you said a lot of like classics, but as far as
Beat
like,
nuts. Do you know the beat nuts?
nah, I don't know Beatnuts. I gotta do my homework on Beatnuts. Isn't that, I think, matter of fact, there's one of them is Dominican, right? I've heard of the Beatnuts. Yeah, you're right. I just never, I've heard of them, but I haven't heard them. I ain't do my
Bro,
homework.
Chain Link is in it.
I don't know
It's a
Chain Link.
group. What? Oh my God. Oh man, I'm sending you a playlist after this, man.
Nah, definitely, you gotta send me a playlist.
The beat nuts is nah, well, nah, the crazy thing is when you hear it, you'll know it.
Cause me, I grew up more like reggaeton shit, certain
Reggaeton.
Dominican shit here and there, more classics, bachata type shit.
I feel it.
Yeah,
You dance or no?
nah, I can't dance for shit. I fuck with it though.
You're Dominican. You can't dance?
I just, I probably could, but I just can't.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
So the woman supporting you earlier when you were setting up everything, W woman, by the way, was that your wife?
that's my girlfriend. Yeah,
Bro, she's a keeper, man.
thank you, I appreciate that.
She was worried about your camera and everything. Dude, that's dope.
Yeah,
That's
we
dope.
tried to get it working and we wasn't able to, but fuck it, it is what it is. We still have to get the interview done.
I feel it.
Yeah, word. I appreciate that though. Um, damn, you threw me for a loop though. So you wasn't, damn, you had no Sabo kid.
I'm a whole ass no sabo, bro.
Cause for Dominicans, they shame me if you're no sabo, so we gotta be on our no
So do
sabos.
Mexicans, but I don't give a fuck. I know what I am. I know what I am. Shit.
Yeah, well, okay.
I eat the same shit you do. I hang out with the same people as you do. Language ain't shit, bro.
So what's
The
like the
culture is the
go-to
same.
meals like growing up like in a Mexican household? Like what are you eating? Like
Oh, bro, if we're talking go-to meals, Mexican household, gotta go huevos rancheros, bro. You know,
it's like the
every Christmas we
breakfast.
gotta have tamales. Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
I fuck with tamales heavy, son.
dude,
I
if you
only
tried
fuck
my
with
mom's,
rajas. I only fuck with
dude,
rajas, yeah.
if you tried my mom's tamales, it's more addictive than crack.
Which one she be
I've never
making?
done crack, but crackheads love it. So,
Yeah.
um, fucking menudo. A lot of people don't like menudo. I love menudo. You know, pozole, obviously. Pozole is not as good as menudo though.
Is
You
it menudo
know,
just beef soup?
menudo is basically like the stomach of the cow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Tripa.
Tripa, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, try it.
Um, you know, carnitas, lengua, cachete. Um, carne is basic. It tastes good, but it's not as good as tripa or cachete or
Yeah, you really fuck
cabeza.
with the organs like that. You see, I don't be fucking with the organs. I just like
Bro,
give me a cut of meat.
you just gotta dive in, bro. Just do it. Like Nike, just do it.
Okay, nice. That's what's up.
Trying to think of other things.
What's like your favorite? Like you always want your mom to cook
My favorite is green chile with eggs and a slice of tortilla.
some sort of chilaquiles type shit,
Nah, chilaquiles is more put the egg and the chips together, but
or just a tortilla.
nah, I like the no, so you got the green chile, sh- scoop. Actually, and then you put bean on the other side, not on this not on top of the green chile. Then you get the tortilla. Then you get your tortilla, put a little bit of bean, get some of the green chile, put it up. Then you see that egg on the side. You're like, oh damn, I forgot about that. Rip another piece of the tortilla off, dip the tortilla in the yolk, get all that again. Oh, green chile. Yeah, that's my favorite, man.
Feel that.
That's my favorite.
You got me hungry as shit. I think I got some enchiladas in the fucking fridge right now. Flautas. Yeah. Okay, so so what are some projects like you working on now? Like what you doing? Like I see you have the
Right
podcast.
now, right now, yeah, that's basically it. I've been working on my podcast. That's the main thing I've been focusing on. On top of that, just my job. Music, I've been a little stagnant on, but it's because you can only balance so many things at once. And I'm trying to get my podcast rolling. But I hope one day you come to Phoenix, man. I'd love to have you fucking do it with me too, man.
Hell yeah, hopefully, man. So you do yours in person? You got a host
Yeah, I have a whole studio. There's a room that's like has the whole thing and everything. So
so
yeah.
what are those
Um,
subjects you guys cover?
Honestly, the same as you. We just focus on our guests and ask them, you know, about their life. But also we kind of just bullshit a little bit too. Like it's almost like Theo Vaughn or like bad friends, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you guys just kind of say stupid shit and laugh, and that's
Yeah.
what it's all about. It's not so much of an interview. It's more like let's just hang out, you know?
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
hang out and talk about shit and reminisce.
Okay. All right, so all right, so damn, so you said you've never seen anything like UFO, you only had like your spiritual
Never
experiences with
seen a
God and
ghost, never
everything.
seen a UFO, never seen a
Even
skinwalker. I
even being
think
in
by now I
Arizona.
would have seen one
Yeah.
by now if they were
And you
real.
be outside in the nighttime in the desert.
I live in Arizona. Yeah, mother. Yeah. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
been outside in the desert, man.
Yeah.
There is undescribable things, but I'm pretty sure that there's something
Like
behind it.
what? But have you had undescribable situations or just shit that other people say?
Undescribable that I can think of? No, man. The only undescribable shit was going through alcohol withdrawals, but that's obviously because I was going through alcohol withdrawals.
Yeah.
But I've never seen anything supernatural. And I feel like as one of God's favorites, the devil would want me a little bit more and show me shit like that. But never seen it. Never seen a ghost. Never. Now you can feel spirit though. There's definitely evil in a lot of things, but that's not something you can see. It's something you feel in your soul.
Hmm.
Like I don't watch like exorcist movies and shit like that. Not because I'm scared of it or anything. It's just I feel like it invites bad energy. Like going to haunted houses where they got pentagrams everywhere and shit. Like I just feel like it's inviting
So,
shit.
um, so you said you're just working on the podcast right now.
Pretty much.
Music is on hold for now. Are you still writing though? You working on any
Oh
projects
yeah,
or?
I've dropped two songs. I just haven't released them.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
All right, nice. And so what would you consider, are you like, you said that you rap about like these things that, that aren't really like, that you don't
Oh,
necessarily
it's
like.
secular. It's
Yeah.
secular as hell.
Hmm. Do you see
Oh
yourself
man.
not necessarily making gospel, but like transitioning into something more appropriate of your beliefs?
I don't think so. I don't rap about happy things.
Hmm.
And nobody listens to happy things. There you got that cliche that does, but I rap about what I see, what
Because it
I've
doesn't
grown
have to
up.
be happy.
No,
Well, yeah,
well, it can be sad, it can be
yeah,
love, it's just my shit's pretty dark, man. It's
yeah.
it's
I've
it's
listened to some of
it's
your stuff. I forgot which one. Damn, I forgot which one it was. It was like you guys were like on a park somewhere. It was like you and a whole bunch of other people, and
oh, it
you,
might have
it,
been philosophy.
it might have been one of the early ones. You look pretty young.
Yeah, I was like 15 when I made
Okay,
that.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, I've
yeah.
been spitting for a while.
That's what's up, bro. But yeah, I mean, you're kind of right because I feel like some of the people that kind of not don't necessarily make gospel music, but are like kind of religious rappers that you don't necessarily think of them as that is like DMX. Like to me, DMX is like super like
Oh no, DMX was a street preacher.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
DMX was the shit.
Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood is like OD. Like
Oh my God. Hell is hot.
yeah. Damn, my bad. I don't know that. I know it, but I'm not that. You get it? I slipped there. My bad.
Stop being greedy. X gonna give it to you. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, DMX was nah, I can't believe I didn't even name him earlier.
No, you did. You did.
Oh, I did.
Well, I think you mentioned him not necessarily in the rapping part, but prior to that.
Dude, me and my pops watched his funeral live. Like that's how deep it was. We literally watched the whole thing. Like, nah, man, when DMX was he was something else, man. He was
Yeah, DMX was hard, but
I'll
okay,
take
so
DMX over a lot of everybody's favorite artists.
that's
And
right.
I'm talking about favorite artists. I'm talking about favorite artists.
I don't know what. Oh, Tupac. I mean,
No, Pac was a legend as well.
Pac was a legend, but yeah, they're both it's different, but in the grand scheme,
No,
It's
Pac
a
was.
debate. It's a debate. It's a
Oh no,
debate.
Pac was way more famous. Had great
Mm,
lyricism. He was a goat. He was very well written,
mhm.
as well as obviously everybody says Pac and Biggie. Big was also very fucking amazing. But I feel like when you really dive into this hip hop shit, no offense to anybody, but there's some artists that just kind of prevail. I'm not saying DMX is one of these. I'm saying DMX is he's right here with
Nah, I mean when he first popped off, it wasn't our era, but he was like equivalent to the Drakes in them in his period.
oh
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
But if we're gonna go toe to toe, dude, you're from New York. I hope you know a little bit about Big L. That is the best rapper
Oh
to
yeah,
ever
yeah.
live.
Yeah, Big L is hard as shit. But you can't
He
compare
did
Big L
songs with
really on.
you said what?
You can't really compare Big L and DMX. It's just because Big L was super hard, but it
Oh no,
just
I
was
was just
short lived.
comparing them to the best. I wasn't comparing them to DMX. No,
Okay,
Big
okay.
L was he had some evil ass lyrics,
Yeah,
bro. He had some evil shit. Like, but
nah, Big L was sick.
nah, if we want to go toe to toe with hip hop, dude, I could talk about it all day. I fucking studied that shit. There's not a flow that I can't do.
Yeah, word. I fuck with that. So you're really a student of it. But that's why cause me, when I used to rap, that's kind of where I like, cause I was kind of like fucking with like pills and shit at first. And then once I stopped doing that type of stuff, I got kind of
Mhm.
like, oh, well, what am I really saying?
What
Like,
kind
and
of
then,
pills were you fucking with?
it wasn't too heavy, but it was just like really like lean and just like Xans here and there and perks. But,
Oh
not
damn.
too crazy that I ever got like, you get it? Like, it was easy for me to kick it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I don't think I've ever really popped a pill other than a Tylenol. I
I
did do
mean,
lean though. I did do lean though.
okay. The pill shit is not. I ain't never really like it. It was whack to me. It's
Don't
for
you
like
forget
ecstasy
everything
and Nah, not really. Or the Xan, yeah. I never liked Xan 'cause that shit is scary. I didn't like you. For me personally, I felt it like I'm like, nah, I don't like how this makes my brain feel. Like I'm not fucking with this. And
every time I did lean, I don't even remember what happened last night. I would just but we weren't mixing it. We were just
straight up taking shots.
I'm lucky I didn't end up like Speaker Knockers, rest in peace, one of the greatest. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, there was times where my friends would tell me stories about the things I would do on lean, and it's like I don't even remember I wouldn't do nothing crazy
yeah, but
because
just
it's
do
a
just like
downer. It would just be like the cops are going after us and I'm walking. But the thing is, in my mind, I think if I look like a civilian, they're gonna go after the motherfuckers running. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's like yeah, I have a method of my madness.
yeah, I get it.
But
Right. Well,
yeah,
so any other crazy stories or just anything you want to share with the people before we head out? I know we'll definitely have you on again and all that.
crazy stories. Hmm.
Or maybe let's end it on you had another experience where you felt God? You mentioned the one with the friends at while tripping.
Well, we already mentioned that. I already told the whole story. Oh, okay. I will end it with one more crazy story. And this is the thing that I knew God was real. So basically, I have a little brother and he's disabled. And when I say disabled, it's not like autism or what. No, he's actually disabled. Like he can't move, he can't see, he can't talk. And basically, there's this surgery that they had to do in his back, or I think it was his back. Yeah, it was his back, where they had to put holes in, right? So basically, it wouldn't like curve or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly. The thing that I do know is the doctor's telling us that healthy people like us, that can actually have our nutrition properly and move and
Yeah.
get post-op bleeding. They get post-op bleeding. and it lasts for hours. And that's basically when, after surgery, you start bleeding a little bit, which is normal, unless it's a little bit too much. For him, after our prayer that we did as a family, man, I'm telling you, a disabled, immunodeficient kid, surgery, no post-op bleeding at all, which is unknown. It is unknown. That's never happened.
Yeah,
Like that's like
that's it's a
it's a
miracle.
miracle because it could have killed him in his condition
Yeah,
had he bled too much. No post-op bleeding.
thank God.
Stitched up, perfectly fine. Next day, already good, ready to go. And then you compare that to somebody that was his age, let's say 15, I think he was 15, 14, 15. You're going to have post-op bleeding after surgery, especially if it's deep inside of you, your spine.
Yeah,
But for him not to have it, for someone who risks dying from it, that that's all I needed to know. That's why I never test God anymore, bro. I never test God no more. He's shown me too much, and if I test him one more time, he's gonna say, "He's excuse me, Jesus. I know you're gonna laugh at this, but he's just gonna look it down at me and be like, I've already shown you enough." But yeah, that's the only last crazy story I got, man.
that's a great story, bro. And that's there's definitely power in prayer. And like nowadays people they call it manifestation and stuff like that, but I mean
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that they're 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 similar, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, man. It
And
was a
and I also don't mean to disrespect any like I know well, I kind of did disrespect kind of a lot of the things, but
I get
it
it, but
comes out I still love you. Anybody who's ever believes in whatever, I could still look at a Satanist and say I love you. I'm not, I'm not
so
I'm not
now
spreading
that you
any
bring up
hatred.
Satanists, I had like I had a returning guest. It was you'll have to look at like my the audio only to see it, but now I've had him on again and he came in with a shocker and he was telling me basically because that he's a Satanist now. But I thought it was gonna go the opposite way because he was telling me prior in in the podcast, he was telling me how he went to a Satanist house and he got scared and he believed that shit like that happened. But from the
Yeah.
experience, I'm just assuming he's like thinking like, oh shit, he knows that the devil's real, so he knows that you get it. God, he's also real. But then he somewhere in the conversation, it popped up, and he's just like, oh no, I'm a Satanist. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like it just threw me for a shocker.
You'd be
But
surprised how the
yeah.
devil works, man.
He would love to have a probably a debate with you. But he won't show his
I
face.
would I would hate to do it because I would rather have a debate in a boxing ring at that point.
Yeah, but I think he's going because I don't know if you know much about Satanism or whatever, but they or
Well, they're
Luciferianism.
very nice. That's how Satan
Yeah,
fools
that's
you.
the
They don't
whole
believe
thing.
in
Yeah,
pedophilia. They don't believe in pedophilia. Neither do Christians, but that's how they try to fool you off. Like if you read Anton LaVey's like book,
yeah, all
yeah,
that
they
bullshit.
make it look good, but it's really not.
Hmm.
It's think of all like Jeffrey Epstein and all them. Like those are the Satanists. But
Hmm.
they try to confuse you and make you think it's a religion of peace. But I would recommend you, man. Even though Todd White's not the most good source for this, I'd recommend you watch him going to a Satanist festival, and you'd be surprised how many Satanists like held him and let them pray for him and accepted Jesus and were like, yeah, this is some bullshit. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Because there's like so many different type of people out there. Because there's people that they're super into that, but then there's like the people that believe that both exist and can coexist. It's just
Oh yeah,
yeah.
no, the Pope is a Satanist dude,
No, not
bro.
the Pope. I said they both coexist. Oh yeah, but there's definitely different things like that, like what you said, like shit isn't what it may seem in religion.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not a fan of religion itself. I rather I'll read
Well,
like
brother,
everything. Yeah.
brother, trust me, when we meet in person, which we will do, I'm gonna hug you and we gonna pray together and you gonna feel them.
No, I pray and I read.
No, I know you do.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm gonna
Okay.
approve it. I'm gonna
Okay.
be the one to prove it to you.
Nah, I believe everything, bro. I'm just not a fan of religious
I
structures.
get that. I get
Yeah.
that, but you will be. Well, religion, it's not about that. Also,
Like
it's
going
not
to
even
church
about
and all that,
religion.
and like you said, like the billionaire preachers and all of that. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
into
it's
any of
not
that.
about religion. It's about relationship.
Yeah, I'm all for my relationship with God. I
Yeah.
try to pray every night with my son. Try to, all that stuff.
And see, that already makes you an amazing dad, because you're setting an example for your son if you're already doing that.
Yeah, word. But well, so just like that. Well, before we go, let the people know where they can find you again. Everything is gonna be in the description, but just spell it out for them, just because some people don't like
I
looking.
got you.
Yeah,
So basically, it's allmylinks.com/Gemini, and it will have everything from my music to my merchandise to my Instagram, everything.
and Gemini spelled
Also,
how?
Gemini is spelled like it's spelled right there, G3MiNi, bruh.
Okay, all right.
I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you
No
for
doubt,
having
bro. I
me on your
appreciate you stopping
podcast.
by too. And like, don't feel bad if you feel like your beliefs, like if you feel like you shitting on somebody's shit, is whatever, bro. Like, we
No,
all here to
and
speak our shit,
yeah, yeah,
and like, I when I let people just tell their story, and it's like, I'm not in no place to judge whatever. You get it? Sometimes I get a
yeah.
little pushback, but it's healthy pushback.
That's
Yeah,
how the internet works,
yeah.
man.
What?
Awesome, man. Well, it was really nice to meet you, bro. And
You
I
too,
hope you
bro.
have a wonderful and blessed day. I hope your family is healthy. And thank you again
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. You as well, man. Hope everything goes well for
as
you. And
well.
we're definitely gonna have you on again. But just like that, guys, it's been a great episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Go follow Gemini on well, just go check out the description. Go check out his YouTube. Go follow him on Instagram and just listen to his music and stay tuned. He got a whole bunch of good stuff coming. Just like that, we out of here. Peace.
Just
Bye
like
now.
that.